Sky Fantasy Football Show, live on a Wednesday because we have a game tonight, and Premier League is back. Liverpool are back. They're in the start of a few games coming up, so excuse me, back on the chain gang. And for those that don't know, this was a song probably from 35 years ago now, maybe not quite, but over 30 anyway, by the Pretenders. And those that sort of remember from the Sky podcast, we always had like 3 for 1 and 4 for 2. That was the name. That was the name of the podcast. And there was a daisy chain. That was a term that we coined for actually moving players on and off to make use of the fixtures. So back on the chain gang. So we're going to have a look today. I've got something pre-recorded, which is in sort of answer to Dream Team Gaffer's question, and he asked me, what changes are you expecting, hoping for next year, hoping this game can really grow? Well, we've had a little bit of work going on behind the scenes, so I've got something to share with you there. Then I've got the updated transfer counts for top 100, top 50 and top 10, so everybody can see where they are in line with everybody else. We're going to have a look through the ticker up until mid-March, which is the international break, and then we're going to have a quick look at my team and answer John's question, which was how far away are you from your final team for this season? And when we look through the ticker and the team, we'll answer Dave's question, which was Liverpool players, how many and who. So let's click this slide on one, and we're going to have a look at what might be coming up next season. I'm going to play this now. So I thought we'd take a look at phase 2, see how it's coming along. Behind the scenes, a bit of work's been occurring to put a few bits and pieces together ready for phase 2 next season. So I thought we'd have a quick look and see what there is. And then there's also some match centre stuff on here as well that Mike's managed to get, similar to what's on the FF Stuff site. So we'll have a look at last week's games quickly on there while we're at it. So you see on the first page, it's a sign up or log in. Obviously, when you first join, you'll need to sign up. After that, you can just log in, and away we go. So I am ready to go here, so I'll click on log in. And it will bring up my team. This is how it's set currently. You'll notice here it's got like transfers and captains, similar to how it used to be on Sky. Points, money in the bank and transfers. I won't worry too much about that. It says it started off on 50. I've used one just for a bit of messing about. I've taken out Foden and put in, I think it was McAllister. Then you'll see there's a option to change your captains. So we'll click on there. So if I wanted to change for tonight's game, I would move from Alexander-Arnold maybe to Mo Salah. Click on there and save. And you see at the top it says captain saved successfully. Click on OK. Go back to the team. You see there we've got Salah as captain. Then on the right hand side here you can see we've got the game week with the fixtures. So we're still set up on here on the FPL at the minute. So it's got from Saturday the 1st up to Wednesday the 12th for their game week. Obviously the cloud ones will change. We'll go back to Friday to Thursdays. You see there the next sets in there, and you'll see on the design, it's designed so it would fit nicely on a mobile or on a desktop, so nothing to worry about there either. And we've got the rules in place, that's already been done, copy over from this year, so they're ready to go. And you'll see there we've got stats and leaderboard leagues, they're all still to be added in, but we do have information here for the match centres. So you'll see here, similar. Got Forest 7, Brighton 0. So at the top you've got the goal scorers, so Gibbs White and then Chris Wood, 2 goals and a penalty goal in the 32nd, 64th and 69th minute. We might as well have a look through the games on here while we're at it as well. So Goal scorers for Forest were Gibbs White, the Wood hat-trick, Williams and Jota Silva, and a Lewis Dunk own goal. Tier 3s were for Forest. We had Williams, Tier 3 tackles, Sells Tier 3 saves, and Wood Tier 3 shots. So at the top here we've got TW for tackles 1, SP for successful passes, S for shots or saves, and then PT for points. So for Brighton, Lewis Dunk was the only Tier 3, but with his own goal, his Tier 3 3 points and negative points for his own goal took him to only 1 overall. Then we had Bournemouth 0, Liverpool 2, both goals for Mo Salah, Tier 3s for Kepa, with the saves for Bournemouth, Gravenberch with the tackles and Salah with the shots for Liverpool. Everton 4, Leicester 0. Goal scorers were Decore, 2 for Beto and Undai, and there was no Tier 3s at all in the game. Ipswich 1, Southampton 2. Goal scorers were Delap and Aribo and Onuachu. Tier 3s, Ramsdale with Tier 3 saves, and then in the tackles also for Southampton were Wellington, Ugochukwu and Mateus Fernandes. Newcastle 1, Fulham 2. Goal scorers were Murphy and Jimenez and Muniz. Tier 3s, only Lukic for Fulham in the tackles. Wolves 2, Aston Villa 0. Goal scorers were Bellegarde and Cunha. Tier 3s for Cunha with the shots for Wolves, and then Kamara and Tielemans with the passes for Aston Villa. Brentford 0, Tottenham 2. Goal scorers for Tottenham were a Yanao own goal and Papi Sarr. Tier 3s for Damsgaard for Brentford with the tackles and Porro with the tackles for Tottenham. Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 2. Goal scorers for Palace was a Mateta brace, and the only Tier 3s were tackles for Richards. Arsenal 5, Manchester City 1. Goal scorers for Arsenal were Odegaard, Partey, Lewis Skelly, Havertz and Waneri. For Manchester City was Haaland. Tier 3s, only one was Partey with a Tier 3 tackles. And then the Monday night game, Chelsea 2, West Ham 1. Goal scorers for Chelsea were Neto and a Wan-Bissaka own goal. Plenty of own goals last week. And for West Ham, Jared Bowen was their goal scorer. And Tier 3s were Colwell and Caicedo with the Tier 3 tackles and Adrabayo with the Tier 3 saves. Okay, so that's a bit of a run through of some stuff that's been going on behind the scenes. Fair play to Mike, he's been really good with that. And we will bring more of that to you sort of as this season progresses, and we'll be ready to go with everything sort of in pre-season in the summer, and hopefully phase 2 will be able to be bigger, better, more people can join in, easier to understand, easier to play, easier to keep up with. So great stuff from Mike. We've really enjoyed doing it this year, and if we can get this put together to make it easier for everybody for next year, then all power to the elbow. So right, let's have a move on with this week. First things first, we can have a look at the team news for the game. No real surprises for Liverpool. They line up with Becker in goal, Bradley is a right back, but Trent Alexander-Arnold is on the bench. Konate and Van Dijk are in the centre of defence, Robertson at left back, Gravenberch and McAllister sort of holding in midfield, Szoboszlai number 10, Salah right wing, Diaz through the middle and Gakpo left wing. For Everton, Pickford in goal, O'Brien at right back, Mikolenko left back, Branthwaite and Tarkowski centre backs, Garner and Gueye holding in midfield, Lindstrom right wing, Decore number 10 and Dye left wing, and Beto up front. So, where are we with transfers for everybody? I just click on here now. Yeah, transfers remaining. So top 100 have got 18.64 and 100th position is on 2,081 points. The top 50 have 18.26 and 50th position is on 2,157 points. And the top 10 are on 15.70, which is 10th position is 2,229 points. So that's around about 17 a bit points in between 100th and 50th, and about 17 a bit points between 50th and 10th. So whether 3 transfers is enough to catch that up is probably debatable. Less than half a transfer is certainly not enough to catch up 70 points between 100th and 50th. So a lot will depend on who people have already got, what players. But we'll get this again sometime in March, I imagine, and we'll be able to let everybody know where they stand then. So let me click off that and we will have a look at the fixture ticker. So this is where we're up to now. So Wednesday, February the 12th today, Liverpool at Everton. And the fixtures that we know are really up until March the 16th. There's one that's an unknown, which at the minute is Crystal Palace at Newcastle, and I have moved that into St George's Day for now. I think it'll be that week or later. I don't think it'll be earlier. But the minute it's been taken out of the last weekend of March because Newcastle are in the EFL Cup final against Liverpool. So, Liverpool, they play Everton, then Wolves, and then Aston Villa a week today, Manchester City a week on Sunday, and then Newcastle 2 weeks today, in sort of 5 games in very quick succession. And then they're not in action, well, nobody's in action with the league on the first weekend of March because it's the FA Cup 5th round. Liverpool won't be playing in that because they got knocked out by Plymouth. They do play Southampton straight afterwards, and then you'll notice here a big gap all the way through to the Everton match, which is currently scheduled for Wednesday, April the 2nd. More of that when we get there. So, yes, in answer to David's question, I would be picking on some Liverpool players, but I'm not certain I'd be picking them to start tonight. The reason being that the match against Wolves on Sunday is a game you'll see the lineup for, and I think whoever you're taking out, unless it's a Tottenham or Manchester United player, will be having a fixture either Friday or Saturday this week. And then you'll see the lineup for the Liverpool game on Sunday. Fair enough, if you want to bring somebody in today, if you've got an injured player, or you need it for a second move, then I'm sure it's fine, that you'll definitely get the fixture. But I do think that the Wolves game is probably an easier game than the Everton game for Liverpool. You'll see the lineup, and if you bring him in today and he's not playing on Sunday, you'll be pretty gutted. But who are we going to move out? Now, this is the key question. And when we have a look at the ownership, we have a look here on the ownership charts. So at the top, Palmer and Salah, and then this is the main person I think people are going to be looking at is Isak. He's in half of the teams, and Newcastle play Manchester City on Saturday. Do we want to be moving him to a Liverpool player? Well, let's have a look at the fixtures. So if you moved Isak onto, say, Gakpo, you could do it today and you'll get 3 for 1. You could do it on Sunday and you'll get 2 for 0. But then the interesting thing is there a chain move? So if you don't have Mbeumo, you could look then to move on to him for the single captaincy day on Friday the 21st. You'll get Leicester for a double, Everton, and then Aston Villa. and then you can look then to move back to Isaac for the single game day. Oops. Against West Ham on March the 10th. Or you could then look to go to Mbeumo for Leicester and Everton, and then you can move down to Bowen possibly for a single game day at home to Leicester. Then you get in Newcastle and then Everton, and then Wolves, and then you can look then to move back to Isaac maybe here for the Brentford game. So there's definitely ways and means about it. The other days to weigh up, we've got next Wednesday is Aston Villa against Liverpool. Then, as previously advertised, we've got Leicester and Brentford as a single game day. And then later on at the end of February, we've got West Ham against Leicester, and then Newcastle against West Ham on Monday, the 10th of March. They're the single game days that we know already. So in answer to David's question, and we'll have a look at it when we come to the team. I mean, the point scorers here, we've still got Salah and Haaland and Palmer way at the top. Isak is in fourth place and doing really, really well. But with the number of fixtures that these guys have got over Newcastle, if you look at them sort of in the round, then I think it's probably worth a move. And then we'll have a look here at my team. So this is where I'm looking at the minute. So I've currently got Sells in goal, Van Dijk, Saliba, Robinson and Van Heck at the back. Palmer, Foden, Gordon in midfield, Salah, Jackson and Mbeumo up front. And a question from David in the chat was, if Gordon's injured, would you be looking at a mid? Well, you can see from my team on Saturday, I'm looking at bringing in Kluivert. I'm not looking to move Gordon on for him, but you do see that on Sunday, I'm looking at moving Gordon on for Gakpo. And the other change that I'm looking at this week is Jackson, after he plays on Friday, into Munoz on Saturday. And the reason I'm liking the look of Munoz, because I've done a bit of future planning further on here. If we just move this a bit further down the line. I then come to Thursday, the 27th of February, and then I'm liking the look of moving Mbeumo into Bowen for the single game day. And then on the 9th of March, a strange looking move to take out Robinson for Kirkes. Because Robinson's been going really well, and Bournemouth coming to sort of, not the end of their fixtures, but they've had some good ones. And the reason being is Kirkes is a little bit cheaper than Robinson. So I'm then thinking, as advertised for the single game day, to move Gakpo to Isak to give me double coverage. And then a little bit further on, I am then looking to see when I can get Saka back in. Now, there's no guarantee that he's going to be fit, but if he is, then it looks like Sunday the 16th of March could be a good day to do it. And you'll notice the reason here I'm on 50 million, which is one of the reasons why further back I have moved Robinson down to Kirkes to save that all-important 0.2 to give me Saka. Just seen another comment in the chat as well. John, thank you very much. He says, it looks great for next season. Well done to you and Mike. Well, thank you very much, John. And he also says, the Everton v Liverpool game tonight, is it categorised as one game in game week 30 as per FF's fixture grid, or part of a game week that starts Friday as per FF's match centre? Just curious. Well, our running week with Cloud runs Tuesday through Monday. So this is the first game of the Cloud week this week. So if you're making changes today, it will count as part of this week. So you won't be able to make more than 5 between today and next Monday. There's the Monday games this week? I don't think there is there? Let me have a quick look. We'll just go back here. No, so just Saturday and Sunday, I think, this week. Yeah, it's a Friday night game, of course. Valentine's Day, Brighton against Chelsea. So, yeah, that's where I'm looking at with this team. I'm not making moves today, I don't think. I can't move Gordon to Gakpo today. I could move Jackson to Gakpo today, but that seems a bit pointless. So my fixture gains are going to come on Saturday and Sunday. So in answer to David's question, with Gordon, you could go straight to someone like Kluivert. Let's have a look at the ticker. So if we have a look at Newcastle here, they play Manchester City, Nottingham Forest, Liverpool, West Ham. Bournemouth play Southampton, Wolves, Brighton, Tottenham, Brentford and Ipswich in the same time. So even as attractive as City might be for letting in goals at the minute, I would suggest that Kluivert at Southampton with another 5 fixtures to come is probably a better bet than Gordon at Manchester City with 3 more fixtures to come. So hopefully that answers your question. So then we come to John's question, which was how close to my final team do I think I currently am? Well, I have 16 transfers left at the minute, which means that after this week I'm going to be down to 13, and the moves that I've penciled in, we'll have a look back at that. So Bowen takes me down to 12, Kirkes down to 11, Isak to 10, and if I make the Saka move, that'll take me down to 9. So I'm going to be 9 moves away until the end of the season. So at that stage, I think the people I'll probably be keeping would be Saka, Munoz, Salah, Isak, probably Palmer, although him and Foden would depend on how fixtures came and went. I think probably 7 of that team would probably stay in position then, John, and then the remaining transfers would only be maybe 3 or 4 different players that were being moved in and out, and it would be sort of injury dependent or for fixture gains. Once I've got these players in that are coming in now, I don't think many will be going out. Is there anybody that's come in and gone? Yeah, the only one really is Bowen by the looks of it, and that's to cover a single and 2 attractive fixtures. And there's also the opportunity, if Bowen's going well and I need Saka back in, because Bowen's the more expensive of the players there, I think if I just take that, if I copy that across now and put that back on there, if I wanted to move Foden into Saka, I think I could. Yeah, because that leaves me 0.1 in the bank. So as long as I'm moving a 5.3 or higher person, so I could either move Palmer, Foden or Bowen into Saka, and I think I'd be fine. So yeah, that's how I think we'll go, John. Okay, so that sort of brings us as a wrap. If I just move this now, can I get rid of that? Yeah, put the slideshow back on. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, everybody. Hopefully I've answered your questions. Good luck for those that are making moves this week or on Sunday. Enjoy the football. I think it should be a good game tonight. It was a cracking game last night in the Champions League. So next week, Aston Villa v Liverpool clashes with the second leg of Real Madrid versus Manchester City. So I think we get from 7:30 through till about 10 o'clock, all the way through of good football that night. Plenty to come this weekend as well. So we've got Friday night is Brighton v Chelsea. Leicester v Arsenal is the early kickoff on Saturday. In fact, let's go back and do the preview of all the games for today. See if I can do that. I'll end the show. Where did I've got my ticker up. Yeah. No, I haven't. Oh dear. Let's just open this and have a preview of today's games. I'm going to open now. Yeah, so Everton v Liverpool today, I think it'll be fairly tight. Hopefully Liverpool will win. I am a fan after all. I think they probably will, but I'm fairly close. I'll go for a 2-1 win, I think. And then Brighton v Chelsea. Chelsea for poor in the FA Cup. Brighton are still in the FA Cup, but were poor the previous week. Put me down for a draw. I'll go for 1-1. That's not going to open there, probably by the looks of it. I can find the fixtures. No, I'm going to find them on my phone. Sorry about this, peeps. So yeah, Leicester against Arsenal. Big news from Arsenal this week is that it looks like they're not going to have a striker for a long while. Havertz pulled up lame while they're on warm weather training in Dubai. Martinelli's going to be out till April. So who plays up front for them is probably going to be Trossard, Sterling and Waneri. Waneri is 2.8 million midfielder in this game, so it could be interesting if he gets a regular start. So the 3 o'clock games on Saturday, it's Aston Villa against Ipswich. I think Villa will be too strong. Put me down for a 2-0 win. Is Watkins going to be fit? I'm not sure. Rodgers, if you're looking at a cheap enabler, I know he's a forward in this game, but Villa have got plenty of games upcoming. Fulham against Nottingham Forest. Two good sides there. Fulham, home advantage. Forest, oh yeah, they did play yesterday, but it's still Tuesday to Saturday. Should be good enough to get rested. Put me down for a Fulham win, 2-1. Manchester City against Newcastle, not been picked up for TV, so this is on 3 o'clock Saturday. Oh, I think Newcastle, they're going to give City a right hard time, I think. Whether I'll have enough to win, I don't know. Might go for a score draw, 2-2. Southampton against Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth will have too much for Southampton. Put me down for a comfortable 2-0 win. West Ham against Brentford. West Ham were back on the horse. They were doing okay. Brentford struggled recently. I think West Ham might have enough here. No, 2-1. Yeah, both teams to score looks pretty good there by the sounds of things. And then Crystal Palace against Everton is the evening kickoff. I think Palace, yeah, Mateta's on fire. Here's another one that can be looked at. Munoz, hopefully a clean sheet. Basically playing right wing for Palace. A 2.7, that's a cheat code. I think that's where he's going to be coming in my side on Saturday. Then on Sunday, Liverpool against Wolves is the early kickoff. I think Liverpool will probably be too strong for Wolves. Might be some changes in that game. Maybe he'll go strong and then take them off if they're winning after an hour. 2-0, I think, Liverpool. And then finally, Tottenham v Manchester United. As I put on one of the WhatsApp groups, these two teams are joint favourites to win the Europa League. I'm fairly sure there must be some value with other sides behind them. I think that might be quite entertaining. I'll go for a Tottenham win, 2-1. All right, sorry about the lack of graphics on that last bit, guys. I closed down the sheet when I hadn't done the preview. Right, well, if you've enjoyed the video, please leave it a like. If you want to use the planners that are on display on these shows, you'll find them over at Patreon, patreon.com Cloudy Sky Fantasy Football Show. In the meantime, enjoy the football tonight, enjoy it on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and we'll see you next week for Game Week 24. Thanks, everybody.